Ladies and gentlemen, if we could please continue with our program. If I could have all your attention, please. Thank you. So, continuing with our dynamic and fiery program, next up, I'd like to ask the CEO of the Moses Kotani Institute, Dr. Tandeka Ellenson, to please come give us an address.
Program Director, thank you. And to the Honorable Deputy Minister, Mr. Mapulane, Minister for DCTT, Councillor Kuzwayo, Professor Singh from the DUT, the Executive Dean for DUT, Prof. Olu. I'll shorten it because I see it's your nickname now. Known as Prof. Olu, Ms. Andile Mkwebo, Chairperson of the Circle of Global Women Network, Ms. Alu, Chairperson of Youth ICT, CEO for SAGE, Africa, Mr. Peter, CEO for and the team for Algo at Works Robotics Academy, Mr. Zulu and Mr. Tseha, our partners, organizers and sponsors, the entrance to the hackathons and mechathons, and our distinguished guests. I'm standing here on behalf of the Moses Kotani Institute, as well as on behalf of the Honorable MEC, Siboniso Duma, for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs. Good afternoon. Yeah, we used to be called youth in our days, but I think we are now the youth of yesterday because there is youth of today. Sorry, technologies. Yes, and at some point, you know, we were fighting for the struggle for freedom, but now the struggle has changed. Today, the struggle is the struggle for digitization. There are two main struggles. One is economic liberation. Secondly is digital liberation. And economic liberation leads to economic transformation. And there's a difference between these two that I've just mentioned. Economic liberation means that we should have government policies that promote innovation and the use of innovative products. And we still don't have that. And if we do, it's on paper somewhere. Just as an example, we had a locally developed product here, Marathon, manufactured here at Dube Trade Port. And that project was creating employment opportunities for local people. But the project almost, I don't know if I should say it collapsed, because we did not have blockers. And by blockers, I mean we did not have the policies that compel our citizens to use the locally manufactured products. Even though it was developed here in South Africa, but we still went and bought our iPhones and our Huaweis and our Samsungs. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you should be having at least, I don't know whether to say the quotas or a percentage that will allow you to buy at least maybe 50% internationally developed and maybe 50% locally developed. So currently, I can safely say we are just using imports, and that is not good for job creation that we cry about every day. I know this is radical and controversial. The issue that I've just raised is controversial, but someone must say it, and I'm brave enough to say it. So I'm saying we should start believing in our own people, our own products, our own innovations, right? And then we go to the issue of economic transformation. Economic transformation means graduation. This means that as an innovator, you must graduate and be an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, graduate and be an innovator. Move from the original position to the new position economically. It means that you must shift from research and innovation to commercializing your findings, to commercializing your solutions that you've developed. You commercialize your designs as well. Economic transformation means the shift from being a sole, employing yourself as a sole person to start employing other people. Economic transformation means that there's an economic growth. We see this by moving from just being a normal entrepreneur, you start making profit using the products that you've developed. We see an increase in number of people that are employed in businesses every day, and we see entrepreneurial mind and thinking, and that's economic transformation. When we start seeing jobs being created, we see entrepreneurs being created, we're seeing people being inspired to start businesses, and we see people or innovators start developing solutions or being inspired to develop solutions, and that's economic truth. And then I come to the second one, which is digital liberation. Digital liberation is a political struggle, colleagues, I must say. This is where we fight for the digital rights and freedom, and this affects us, all of us. No one is exempted from this. You know, we live in the digital political space, and this is where I think the technocrats, I see you there, all the IT forum and all the Go Digital Foundation, Algo at Works and so on. Those are technocrats, and we are hopeful to have such people, because digital liberation is a struggle to obtain technical infrastructure such as ICT that underpin innovation. Digital liberation is about the access to the use of digital information and knowledge. Digital liberation is about how we navigate in this digital culture where everyone lives online. Digital liberation means freedom of expression, and this is extended to the digital age where our people are monitored, they are lured, they are ejected and rejected in the digital space. And digital liberation should lead us to the path of digital transformation. When it comes to digital transformation, the KZN cabinet in 2020 passed a strategy, digital transformation strategy that has 10 priorities. The two of the main priorities, and most of the people in KZN, especially in the innovation and ICT space, were part of that development of that strategy. Two pillars. Pillar number one, first priority in KZN is connectivity. We do have an issue of connectivity. We are still not connected as a province. We are the least connected province in South Africa. And that is very sad with such talent. The second priority is digital skilling. We have not even begun to make a dent in the society as far as digital skilling is concerned. And we're talking about 11 million citizens here or more. So digital economy means that most of our activities, our information and our knowledge is digitized. This means that there should be infrastructure such as connectivity. We're talking about e-business where all of your business activities are online. For an example, you know, all these insurance brokers that call you and say, would you like to accept? And they say hello, and you said yes, and then they come back and say you said yes to agreeing to a contract, and they loot you, and then there's a fraud case and all of that. That's digital, or that's e-business. And then there's e-commerce. E-commerce meaning you're buying and selling. We're talking the example of Amazon, or in our case, let's talk about Take a Lot. That is e-commerce, right? So we are in that space, ladies and gentlemen. But the day we start seeing 50% of citizens connected in the province, and the day we start seeing 50% of our citizens being digitally skilled, only then we can start saying we have begun with digital transformation, and we can then be able to participate in the digital economic space or digital economy space. And as the Moses Kotani Institute, we are in the business of research and innovation we are under the Department of Economic Development, Tourism, and Environmental Affairs. Some of you may wonder why I'm speaking even on behalf of the MEC, but it's because we are one of the entities that are under the Economic Development, Tourism, and Environmental Affairs. And the National Development Plan, Chapter 9, talks about investment of government in research, innovation, as well as development in the country. And this is why then we were established to deal with this. Our duty is to unlock economic development by scouting for opportunities and activities that contribute and impact KZN positively. And that is why we exist. And we call that research in our space. When we scout for economic activities, we call it research. And secondly, our role is to promote innovation in KZN. We do this by having all the competitions, the hackathons, the summits, and all these activities that promote innovative solutions in the country. We want industry, government, academia, and business and our citizens to start developing and start using our locally produced solutions. We know that big companies have a tendency of borrowing people's solutions and not pay them. I think you understand if I'm saying they borrow them. And as the Moses Kotani Institute, we help you we protect you from those companies from borrowing. That means we patent your product, we patent your solution. It means that we protect your IP. This year alone, we have protected three innovators. We filed for their IPs, and they came from a platform like this where we had a hackathon, and they had novel products, and that's where we are in patenting them. We work with. And we have started establishing the digital centers, digital innovation centers that provide access to infrastructure, ICT infrastructure. These digital centers are in rural areas. We know that our partners, DUTs, the Smart Exchange, and all these companies mainly operate in the urban areas. So we've taken a different route to say, okay, DUT, let's go with you now to the rural areas. Go Digital South Africa is a company that we take to the rural areas, and they do exactly the same thing in the rural areas, and you won't even tell that you are in the rural areas. You'll be amazed by the talent that is out there, and they provide solutions for that local municipality, that local district municipality, and it's amazing. Okay, so, but the unfortunate part is that we do not have as many centers as we would want to have. Ideally, we should have a center per local municipality, maybe covering a few wards, maybe even per ward, if possible. But we only have a few. So I'm pleading with the investors here, with the partners here, with those who have the CSI budget to come and partner with the Moses Kotani Institute, and let's develop more of these in KZN, so that we can start seeing our people operating in the space of digital economy. There is another innovative product by CSIR, which is in terms of the spectrum, TV white space that is being piloted and done in the south region of KwaZulu-Natal, and we are working on that to connect our people as well as the broadband connection. Ms. Pupuma from Economic Development sitting here is piloting the connectivity project. So we are trying things, but money is an issue. Another one, last one, is the bringing research and innovation to life. And this means that, after you've innovated, after you've researched, what do? No one is helping you to bring that research or innovation to life. And as the Moses Kotani Institute, we are here and bridge that gap between the innovator and the industry and say, bring your research or innovation to life, right? So we have two I'll say hackathon and a hackathon. We've seen the mobility one, where we try the technological solutions in terms of the tracking the cargo carriers, the smart surveillances, the drones, the networking, everything that you've seen today. And we had another one tackling the issues of unemployment. And I must say that in a short space of time, we had more than 250 applications. And people were mad that we didn't take all of them. That's how much talent we have in the province. And we want to accommodate as many people as possible to bring these solutions. So eThekwini Municipality, I know, is very active in this. And we are working with diverse stakeholders that are sitting here to accommodate all of these. But I am confident that all of these will help us discover technological talent that we need in the era of the fifth industrial revolution. And program director, I'm saying this and I'm pausing because I must declare that The last period KZN was in 4IR was before COVID-19 lockdown. After we've opened, KZN was actually operating in the 5th IR. We have been in the 5th IR since 2021, and we officially launched 5 IR Dynamics on the 30th of March 2022. And after we've launched that, the European businesses on the 27th of April started the discussion on the 5th IR as well. So colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the 5th IR. It's no longer, it's not like it's still coming. We are here, and if you are in KZN and you are still talking 4IR, it means you're not one of us. So, so I'm sure we have noticed that we are trying to be active in as many activities as possible that will bring the youth and economy to bring us that will bring our youth to bring us the tangible results to develop our economy. And I would safely say that all of this is led by truly yours, the Moses Kotani Institute. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ellenson. That was absolutely amazing. We're in the 5th IR. For our next speaker, I would like to ask Councillor Tandeka from eThekwini Municipality to introduce our keynote speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The CEO of MKI just disowned me. I welcome her. She disowned me. No, thanks. Thank you very much. You have said a mouthful. I like you're not controversial when you are saying we should be doing something to address the issue of our local products. We must impose tax and make iPhones expensive. People must not be able to buy them. Then they can buy Marathon. Simple. But I'm not there. I'm here to introduce the Deputy Minister. I'll also say this. We asked young people here in the city of eThekwini to develop an app that is going to assist us in fighting crime, and they developed it. We're currently using that app now, but you can also log other issues on the app like bylaw infringement and what have you. But it was developed by young people. So sessions like this are very important to us. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our Deputy Minister, who has served in many portfolios in our National Assembly, but he is here today in his latest capacity as a Deputy Minister for Communication and Digital Technology, the Honorable Billy Kaplan.
Thank you, Comrade Tandeka for the proper introduction. I think that was very, very proper. I don't like this long introduction because I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just a mere activist who got to be elected and to be deployed by the president in this portfolio. So a long introduction is for the prof and the other people who have published extensively. Thank you very much for that. Program Director, thank you. Let me take this opportunity to also greet our host, the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Teaching and Learning, Professor Singh. Acknowledge also Councillor Kuzwayo, who has just done the introduction, and the CEO of the Moses Kotani Institute, Dr. Tandeka Ellenson. I like the name Moses Kotani Institute. Moses Kotani was a great was a patriot. He was an activist. He was a freedom fighter. He was an ideologue of the South African Communist Party. At the time of his passing, he was the General Secretary of the party. We know him to be the great ideologue and intellectual powerhouse. He comes from a village in the Northwest. That's why I'm so fascinated for you to call this entity Moses Kotani. He comes from the Northwest in an area of Bujanala. There is a municipality named after him called Moses Kotani municipality. I'm still trying to think the village where he comes from, Pela. He comes from a village called Pela there in Moses Kotani in the Northwest. So you are not appropriating his name incorrectly. You are truly recognizing him. He was properly recognized by the Russians. They built a monument for him. And some years back, we insisted as South Africa that he must come back home. And if you can go to where his remains have been buried, you would really shed a tear, because it's not how he was recognized in Russia. There is a monument in Russia where Moses Kotani used to be buried. But of course, it teaches us a lesson that we should honor and recognize our own, the freedom fighters, the people who brought us this liberation, which we are enjoying today. Let me also recognize the chairperson of the KZN chairperson of the Circle of Global Business Network, Women Network, Mrs. Andile Ngwebu. Please pardon me. And most importantly, let's recognize our hosts, the Youth ICT Council, the hackers and the makers, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, the Dean of Accounting and Informatics, Professor Olu. You are all recognized. Because we are here in Durban, let me attempt to do it. Sanibona. It is indeed a pleasure, Honorable Program Director, to once again participate in the second leg of what is becoming a successful installations of the annual KwaZulu-Natal InnovTech Expo. The Department of Communications and Digital Technologies last year participated in the first KZN InnovTech Expo under the theme Reviving Local Innovations for Inclusive Economic Growth, and witness how the youth across communities use technology to develop solutions in addressing various challenges which range from livestock theft to other areas of ordinary people's lives. Under the theme, Building Local Ecosystems for Inclusive Economic Growth, we are back again this year in what has been an exciting expo. Driven by the spirit of innovation and disruption, KZN InnovTech Expo 22 is a platform for KZN young innovators to develop and showcase their innovations demo technologies, prototypes for further research and development. It brings together major players from public and private sectors, including academia, research institutions, to explore opportunities for enhancing innovation, digital and technology ecosystems. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Youth ICT Council for the invitation and for working with different partners like the Kotani Institute, the Durban University of Technology, and others for putting together such an innovative concept. As South Africans and indeed the world celebrate this month of October in honor and remembrance of one of the founding fathers of this nation, the late freedom fighter and former longest-serving president of the African National Congress, Comrade President Oliver Reginald Tambo, we are reminded of his prophetic articulation when he said, and I would like to quote him, "The nation that does not value its youth does not deserve its future." Close quote. This expo must indeed stimulate research and development for inclusive economic growth. It must facilitate skills development programs in line with the demands of the changing economy, which is becoming more and more digital. This expo should indeed make its contribution towards solving the triple socioeconomic challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Our Digital Economy Master Plan provides guidelines on how platforms such as KZN InnovTech Expo 2022 should form part of the broader national economic recovery agenda of this government. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the National Development Plan 2030, which articulates an ambition that visualizes an estimated 90% of the expected 11 million new jobs by 2030 being unlocked by the SMMEs, the Department of Communication and Digital Technologies late last year, just before our budget vote speeches, we launched a technology platform which is hosted by the department, which we call it Digitech Platform. We further showcased this platform last month here in Durban at the GovTech, which the Honorable Councillor has spoken about it, where we presented some awards later on at the gala evening. We did showcase this platform once more here. This is part of our contribution to unlocking opportunities for real and sustainable jobs for the SMME. Through this portal, we seek to promote South Africa's own developed products in the domestic and other markets, whilst facilitating partnerships with other organizations on co-promotion of local technologies. We are the pathfinders in this arena. This portal is the first of its kind, a government application portal which markets homegrown indigenous local applications. As a department, we pride ourselves for carrying this portal, which we will use to promote local applications for use by government and equally introduce and market them to the public. This not only raises awareness of concept of local digital products, but it supports smart government and encourages people to adopt smart services. We believe that innovation easier promote and stimulate uptake, particularly when it is designed to respond to everyday challenges. No doubt the youth who are behind this innovation carry a passion to drive their invention. I would like to challenge the young innovators present here today to bring forward your innovative digital apps, which will be happy to host it on this platform. The CEO of the Kotani Institute spoke about, and she said she has been controversial. I don't think you have been controversial. I think you're expressing a desire of many South Africans that we should support the local products, we should support the local industries, we should come up with legislative and other regulatory measures to protect the local economy. This is what the successful economies are doing in protecting their local economies. So I think you were spot on. That product should have been supported. And its adoption, we should have encouraged that more and more. And in fact, as government, we should have led that initiative. I'd like to just speak briefly on the digital skills. Ladies and gentlemen, digital technologies such as the digital automation, artificial intelligence, robotics, augmented reality, 3D printing, and a range of other technologies that we have witnessed this morning are changing the nature of jobs that were routinely performed by humans. As various sectors of the economy continue to use and depend on these new digital technologies, the legacy skills as well as existing ICT skills are becoming obsolete, and this increases the demand for new digital skills. This changing nature of the jobs in the market as a result of the rapid changes in digital technologies has necessitated the need to skill, reskill and upskill South Africans in order to equip them with the relevant and necessary skills to perform new jobs and to actively participate in the digital economy. Hence, we have adopted the digital and future skills strategy in order to ensure that our people, particularly the youth, are equipped with the necessary level of digital skills that will enable them to function in the 21st century world, the world that is increasingly pervaded by and depend upon digital technologies. I wish I can speak more on the digital and future skills, but of course, because of the limited time that we have today, next time we must arrange some type of a colloquium so that we can talk about the skills, the digital skills. We have got the digital and future skills strategy in the department that we are happy to come and talk about, and whether establish whether it's relevant, whether do we need to amend it. As you know, technology keeps on changing rapidly. This digital era provides opportunities for technological innovations that can be explored by the youth to be employed and create entrepreneurship among themselves. To support our SMMEs and advance socioeconomic development, it is vital that we continue to encourage the use of emerging technologies to develop the present socioeconomic challenges. Technology has changed the way we live, play, love, learn, and worship. It is also the great equalizer society to integrate persons with disabilities. The province of KwaZulu-Natal suffered a heavy blow last year during the July unrest that disrupted economic activities, transport infrastructure, and logistic networks. Companies operating between Gauteng and KZN supplying both small and big businesses were immensely affected. Almost 200,000 jobs were reportedly lost, whilst logistic companies were considering alternative routes that will bypass South African ports. It is reported that the KZN and Gauteng economies lost in the region of 50 billion rands as a result of this unrest. The question which this KZN InnovTech Expo 22 must answer is what lessons has the logistics and transport industry learned from those actions? And the subsequent question, particularly to the young innovators, is that what solutions have you conceptualized in response to those lessons learned from the unrest? And this morning we were taken through some of the solutions or the innovations by the Makeathons who were working throughout the night. We saw 3 of them all of which are responding positively to come up with the solutions, particularly in the trucking industry. And would like to thank you because those are really innovative solutions. And I was asking the question earlier on as to what is it that we are doing to take some of these solutions to the market? Because we need to guide these innovators so that ultimately these products find themselves in the market. Answers to these questions must help us to find solutions on how the transport and logistics economy recover and reabsorb the 200,000 workers who lost their jobs during that unfortunate developments. As the KZN province was still reeling from the aftermath of the July unrest, the province was once more again hit by the floods, which brought the Durban port operations and logistics to a grinding halt, meaning further disruptions to the transport and logistic infrastructure in the province of the KZN. Program Director, the results of the 2022 Q2 Labour Force Survey by the Statistics South Africa indicate that unemployment rate is currently sitting at 33.9%, with the youth unemployment estimated at 4.8 million young people, and at a rate of 46.5%, which is very, very scary. Very, very scary. It's almost at 50%. So for every 10 young people, 5 of them are unemployed, which is what this quarterly survey report from the Statistics SA says. So we need, so the youth unemployment is it's a serious challenge for this country. So we need to come up with the agent intervention. It is therefore crucial that the youth make use of the technology to learn and equip themselves with digital skills and future-proof their careers. It is for this reason that we would like to urge young people to be at the forefront of shaping their economic emancipation. And this event is a sterling example of this. The role of young people in the digital economy is vital, as the African population is the youngest and most youthful. United Nations researchers have projected that 50% of the global population will be African by 2050. Predictions indicate that the demand for digital solutions and digital innovations will always exceed available supply. I just want to pause here. There was a question which was posed to one of the panelists about the bridging the digital divide, which is a very important question that is giving us sleepless nights in the department. And the CEO was saying the biggest problems, I think you mentioned 2 of them, in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, is connectivity and skills, digital skills. So we are working around the clock around connectivity, because through connectivity is the only way that we can bridge the digital divide. But of course, it's not something that is only affecting us here. Most of the developing countries are grappling with the issue of connectivity. The ITU, the United Nations, conducted a study which shows that there are about 2.7 billion people across the globe who don't have access to access to the internet, just the internet. 3.7 billion people. And most of those are found in the African continent. So the issue of connectivity is quite a big issue that we are dealing with. Of course, we do think that we've got a solution through our program called SA Connect, which we are rolling it out. We are now on phase 2 of that program, which we hope we are working with the mobile operators. We have imposed some obligations. They've agreed social obligations as part of the licensing of spectrum earlier on, I think earlier this year, where we spectrum and they agreed that part of their obligations is to participate in this program to connect the public facilities. So we are doing something about that. And KZN certainly is going to be one of the provinces that will benefit from the SA Connect program. I'm happy to hear that the city of eThekwini was rolling out fiber, which is very, very good. And I think we'd want to encourage all the other cities to do that. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the adoption of fiber to the home, but it's only happening in urban areas. And we did challenge last week when we were at the Digital Council conference 2 weeks back in Cape Town that there is a need now to move not only in the urban areas or in what they call the lower LSM of Khayelitsha, Gugulethu, Kwamashu here, but they must actually go to the rural areas because that's where there is the greatest need for connectivity, for rolling out of fiber. We think that there are benefits for that. But of course, because of most of the fiber companies are, of course, they are private companies. They would like to maximize profit and they want to see the benefit of the investment. I mean, Vumatel was telling us that they're investing about 50 billion, over 50 billion, just on infrastructure, because the benefits are huge of rolling out of fiber. So we were saying that we think that the state must lead the process of connecting South Africa, because there are many other companies which do have fiber, like Eskom, like Transnet, many others. They can work with our entities like BBI, Centec, to roll out connectivity to the rural areas, to roll out fiber, so that our people can be connected and we're able to bridge the digital divide. So I'm happy to hear that, Comrade Kozai. As the DCDT, we believe that initiatives such as KZN Tech Innovation Expo are a great platform to foster the participation of young people in the digital environment and to provide opportunities for young entrepreneurs and innovators to showcase their talent and product. We therefore would like to commend the ICT Youth Council for this second hosting of the KZN InnovTech Expo and to confirm that it is in line with the work of the DCDT in terms of promoting digital transformation and digital inclusion for designated groups, specifically young people. We are pleased that this expo is hosted at the Durban University of Technology. This significant partnership, which would like to applaud, noting that young people are pursuing their studies with the aim to escape the current unemployment trap through equipping themselves with market-related skills. It is the reality which most youth observe their peers enjoy. In this regard, we are at the forefront of equipping the country to be digitally ready through rolling out massive digital skills strategy, which I spoke about. We are working with our entity called NEMISA, which is assisting us in rolling out this. As a matter of reference, the DCDT, the department, recently hosted a digital media and film indaba in this province to focus on skills needed in the media by youth and to support entrepreneurs in that space to be more innovative. This was a contribution to the Youth Month program of 2022 because we understand that there is a need to promote youth participation in the audiovisual sector. Let me briefly speak about cybersecurity because October is regarded internationally as a Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So through a series of activities, we utilize the month of October to also educate citizens about the threats and vulnerabilities that exist in cyberspace, and in so doing instill a sense of confidence in citizens' ability to attract and interact in cyberspace. I am aware that innovators at this expo have been provided with all the hardware and tools required to build their solution prototypes. I also know that industry and academic experts from this university, CSIR, Innovate Durban, also provided competitors with master classes in design thinking, problem solving, and entrepreneurship. We come here with an understanding that this expo will further serve as a vehicle to assess the local innovation ecosystem for the revival of the township economy and provide necessary intervention to support through information, collaborations, and networking. All this demands of people to move to online platform. However, if these online platforms cannot guarantee safety of use, then people will be discouraged to adopt these platforms. It is for these reasons that as a department, we would like to raise cybersecurity awareness in all the platforms that we get to be invited to. Special activities have been taking place in the form of Internet of Things, robotics, makeathon and hackathon, gaming, esports competition, Kids Robotics Festival, and DUT Technology and Innovation Showcase, which are all taking place in a secure environment. Without cybersecurity, the results could be manipulated. Our national security and economy will be obviously affected if our computer systems and networks are disrupted through cyber attacks. So cybersecurity for us is very important. We are rolling out a number of activities to create awareness about cybersecurity. Of course, we are working with the private sector to ensure that we strengthen this part. Let me just briefly talk about data must fall as I do the conclusion. Now, we made a call 2 weeks ago in this event that I was talking about when we met the ICT industry in Cape Town during the Digital Council Africa Connects conference. On the 29th of September, we made a call that mobile data must fall. This we did in recognition of how vital data is in unleashing the creativity and innovation by especially young people, as it gives them access to the internet. Without such access, much of the innovation we're witnessing here would not be possible. I was reading this morning an article on IT Web on how data is important. And the nature of the importance of data is such that nations may even go to war about data. It's the next important thing. It's almost going to be like water. So we again wish to reiterate the call that we made that mobile data must continue to fall. This call is supported by the 2020 Competition Commission's report on the data services market inquiry, which concluded that mobile data costs are high and made the recommendations to reduce the high and structurally anti-poor pricing for mobile data. We believe that the settlements which saw the mobile network providers reducing their prepaid data prices substantially including introducing of zero-rated access of public benefit, an essential government website, lifeline data, and increased pricing transparency must be felt out there by all South Africans. It is only in this way that South Africans can feel that these interventions have improved their access and lowered their cost of communication. I would like to urge you to work collaboratively with government and the private sector to ensure that as we use technologies such as the AI, robotics, Internet of Things, cloud computing, and other emerging technologies to elevate the human experience and radically transform innovation, service delivery, and economic recovery. Young people are the future and no one can stop them. I would like to urge you to seize the opportunities that are available to yourself, which have been created by the democracy that Moses Kotani, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and other freedom fighters have fought so that we can benefit from this democracy. Please seize this opportunity because the future is limitless. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister. Wow, that was very inspiring. And as we've come to realize, data is the new oil, and as people become more connected, which is our responsibility to take care of, data is sought out. So it's also our responsibility to make sure we build an ecosystem that not only connects and mines, but also protects. So for the next section of our program, we're nearing the end. This is a very exciting section of the program. As you know, the hackers and the makers were building all night, hacking all night, and now we're going to meet our winners at this moment. To announce these winners for the KZN InnovTech 2020 Expo, I'd like to ask Uzama from the Moses Kotani Institute to come and announce our winners for us. Uzama, please come up. And as we promised, our winners have prizes kindly sponsored by the Moses Kotani Institute. So I would like to ask for the handover of these prizes that Deputy Minister, Honorable Philly, to join us, as well as CEO Dr. Tandeka, Ellenson, to come join us in giving the prizes. So just a note for the winners, you're going to have your prize handed to you and you're going to stand for a moment to take a photo with the Deputy Minister as well as our CEO of the Moses Kotani Institute. So thank you very much, Zama. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Program Director. Good afternoon, everyone. My job is easy. I'll just announce the winners for today, starting with the hackathon. The third winner, I have Mission Impossible. While they're still coming, Mission Impossible. It is impossible to come. All right. While we're waiting for them, we can move on to the run-up. The second prize goes to we have Web Pro. Come on up, guys. Oh. Where are you guys? I think we need to just take our prizes and go home. And then the winners for today, we have Pluto Africa. Thank you, thank you. No? Have others. There were two competitions, so these were the first group for the hackathon, which was mainly to develop a website for the undergraduate database for the KZN. And then for the makeathon, which are the robots that you have seen in one of the rooms. For the third prize, we have Undertech. There's a check. While we're taking pictures, the second place. The second place, we have RoboCrew. And then the winner is the Petillion. So for the third prize, all the prizes will be for the winners. Each one they got 20,000 Rand worth of the computer-related prizes or any equipment of their choice. The second place of each competition, they have 15,000 Rand of exactly the same. They will have to tell us what they would like to buy. And then the third prize also, it's 10,000 Rand for nearly the same. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
Guys, another round of applause, please. That was wonderful. I do wish we could have understood what exactly was built that won the prize. However, we will send it out in our reports and all of you guys can read all about it. So that brings us to a close, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've had an impactful, effective, and inspiring day. And I would like to just thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to speak to you, to be the MC, and to engage with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So from here, we have our vote of thanks from the chairperson of the National Youth ICT Council, to which I belong as well, Ms. Bongekile Filana. But before that, I would just like to make a few announcements. Right after the vote of thanks, we're going to have our lunch. I would like to just make it very clear, everybody who participated in the hackathon, all our innovators, all our makers, as well as all the children who participated in the children's program, please, you will have your lunch session downstairs. They said it's in the Ritson Hall. So you will be having your lunch there and there'll be somebody to escort you there right after our vote of thanks. So Ms. Bongekile Filana, if you could please join us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Program Director, and all protocol is observed. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the Department of Communications. It's not the first time they are supporting us. In the first KZN InnovTech, they supported us, and this is the second annual InnovTech, and they've shown up and they have supported us again. We truly appreciate your support, DM. We will never take it for granted. I also want to thank the DUT, Prof. Olu. He has supported us and also make sure that we are here as the National Youth Agency Council. The ALGO at work, they were facilitating the program, the team from the National Youth Agency Council, the mentors, they didn't sleep at all. At 4 o'clock, we were here and they were assisting for these local innovations to be here. So I truly appreciate the speakers. I saw NYDA, Go Digital SA. So we will truly appreciate the speakers for making this day and the developers, of course, because without the developers, then this event was not even going to happen. So as the National Youth Agency Council, we believe that through partnership and collaboration, we can then unlock many economic opportunities for young people who are unemployed in South Africa. So for us, it's not business as usual because our constituency is unemployed, they are frustrated. So we need to make sure that we are positioning them at the forefront of the economic development of their own country. And also we believe that through these stakeholders that we have here, we are not just going to have prototypes, but we want the prototypes to be developed to be the products. And these products must not just be the products that we are not going to support. Everyone should commit in assisting this product to participate or to be in the markets. So we really want these products not just to end here. We want investments to develop this product and have this product going to the market globally. Now we talk about Africa Free Trade Area. Everyone is saying, if you don't have a product, how are you going to leverage on the opportunities that are presented by the Africa Free Trade Area? So we are trading this culture of saying that we are not going to be consumers as South Africa. We are going to have products that we are going to develop, and we are not just going to be consumers of the Western countries, but we as the South Africa and also the African continent are going to make sure that we export and also we leverage on the opportunities that are presented by the African Free Trade Area. So as the National Youth Agency Council, we want to thank everyone who came here and made this day to be what it was today. So we believe that through these tech apps and these systems, fintech systems, we will be able to accelerate digital services in South Africa as we build the South Africa that we want. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I do not intend to stand between you and the launch, just to make an announcement as instructed by my boss. So on behalf of Durban University of Technology, my Deputy Vice Chancellor, Teaching and Learning, has promised to double all the award prize for all the